right.
Insurance.
Hello, everybody. It is January 9th. We're in Southern California, Orange County. This is Mary Kate, Coastal Oak Insurance. Runs an insurance brokerage right now. And, before these fires broke out, California was already suffering from a homeowners insurance and insurance in general standpoint. And now it's pretty somber from an energetic standpoint, just dealing with the sadness and the devastation that LA County and Ventura County are dealing with.
Yeah.
Uh, Unbelievably, one of my longtime past clients called me as I was walking into the studio to start this conversation with Mary Kate. I call her MK. His house burned down, and he's married with little kids. And I'm deeply concerned that, I'm going to get a lot of those calls. So, you forget the human toll that it takes when stuff like this happens, because we talk about insurance and mortgages and transactions, but it's not just transactions. It's not just insurance. It's human beings whose primary form of shelter, their homes, where they live their lives, is no longer in existence. So, just sending out all of our love and our deepest condolences to the people who have lost so much in this situation. And we're just going to be talking about this a little bit. You're a broker. There's larger, what we call captive agencies in our state, like State Farm, maybe I don't know, farmers, some of the bigger players. Like a lot of you maybe have AAA, whatever, right? Like, what does that mean for people right now? Do you feel like this particular situation is just only going to impact people who directly live in LA County? Or like, what's the new way forward after this? And what's your take with what's going on right now?
Yeah. So, obviously we're in the really early stages of these fires, and we're not going to know the extent of that damage for a while. We're not going to know what that's going to look like for the insurance companies, what they're going to be paying out for a bit. It's absolutely going to affect the industry.
Yeah. And it already was in dire straits.
Yeah. The California insurance industry has already been suffering. And this is not going to help.
We actually, it was a running joke in our office. MK works out of our office. We have a bunch of loan officers. And loan officers have been dealing with higher for longer on interest rates for a few years now. We call it mortgage purgatory. And it's been a running joke that if there's any industry that's worse than the abysmal finance mortgage industry, it's insurance right now. And that was before these fires hit.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, we're in the heart of winter.
Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the insurers in California, they've been wanting to pull out, right? Like the background of that, the why, at this point, it doesn't even matter because it just kind of is.
Yeah.
These fires are not going to make it any easier for an insurance carrier to say, hey, I want to come back and insure in the state of California. So I think in the long run, it's going to affect it. In the short term, it's going to affect it. We're not going to know what those damages look like. We're not going to know what the numbers are for a long time. I think a good point that I want to get across in our conversation is that don't panic. The insurance carriers, I'm seeing news articles already about about carriers going bankrupt and all of that. There's reinsurance. They have plans in place. This is California. They've planned for something like this. I mean, I don't think for this big of damages with the multiple fires that are happening, but it's been on their radar. I don't think anyone's going to get bankrupt. People are going to be able to rebuild. It's going to be okay. It's going to be a long road.
Yeah.
And it will affect it. What that looks like, we don't know.
How long, from your perspective, when someone's house is burnt down, how long before their life goes back to normal, roughly speaking?
I mean, I would say at least a year, right? You're rebuilding. You have to
Where
replace
are they
your
living in the
belongings.
meantime? Like, are they
They
renting
have
a house?
coverage. Yeah, you have coverage on your policy so that whether it's a hotel or you're renting something for a little bit, you're going to be reimbursed.
Initially, it'll
for
be
all of
living
that.
out of a hotel.
Yeah, that's
until they
where I
find
have
more
clients
permanent
right now in
accommodations.
hotels that the Eaton Canyon fire that are just in hotels with their pets and kids and
Oh my God.
one hotel room trying to make it work. So at the end of the day, it's don't panic. You have your insurance policy. It's there to help you right now. we're grateful, you're grateful your loved ones are safe, your pets are safe, your families and friends are safe. And I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, if you look at all the destruction, what's happened, I think right now they're saying like 5 lives have been lost, which is terrible and detrimental. But at the end of the day, it's just stuff, it's just property, and you pay for insurance for these reasons, and that's what it's there for. So it's unfortunate and it sucks to, for lack of a better word. But
do you think like we'll wrap it up quickly here, but do you think like if somebody's been impacted by this, their first call is to their insurance provider, right?
Yeah.
But like, are they even capable from a capacity standpoint, these insurance providers, of dealing with this quickly and directly, or is it more going to be like, get in line, we'll get to you when we can?
No, they'll be capable. They're already doing it. It is going to be a long waiting period. There's carriers like the Fair Plan or
That's what I mean.
State Farm that are going to be like, yes, there's a lot of those carriers are heavily insuring those areas. They were fire prone areas.
Yeah.
So yes, they're going to be paying out a lot of money to those people. And yeah, it may take a little bit for the claims to get through and the processing, but they've done it before and they'll do it again. And it's patience and working with your broker and having someone you can trust is going to be the most important part. And just know that at the end of the day, they do want to help you rebuild.
Yeah.
I know people hate insurance because they don't want to pay out. They don't want to do this. This is a situation where if you have a policy, you're going to be able to rebuild.
Yeah.
That's what you've been paying for. It's there to help you.
Cool. Cool. I guess the last thing in closing, what's the new normal look like after this? A few 3 to 6 months from now in terms of insurance? Do you think like government's going to step in and start supplementing the insurance companies? Because it's like
already,
are they?
Fair Plan.
Fair Plan, yeah.
Fair Plan was created by the government. A lot of people think it's government funded. It's not. If they run out of money, there's plans in place. They actually go after, or the other insurance companies come in and pay. They have reinsurance. They've got these plans in place.
Okay.
So what 3 to 6 months looks like, we don't know yet. But that's why we have these products in place. That's why we have these companies like Fair Plan to help in situations like these. So
okay.
We shall see.
All right. Sending all of our love and care and prayers out to everyone. So sorry. I know there's a lot of suffering going on right now.
Yeah.
Mary Kate, Coastal Insurance, thanks as always for giving us your time and attention.
Thank you. Thank you.